Welcome back. My name is Francisco Javier. See, that guy is getting me up in the morning with a strong cup of coffee. There we go. That's the way. Welcome back. My name is Francisco Javier, and I'm joined by my guest co-host, who's having a party over here with everybody in the studio. Brittany, Ehrick, inspirational life coach, speaker, and my two powerful guests, Mr. Nicky Bagley, director of AZ Minority Business Alliance, and Sydney No Caffeine Needed Adams.
I want his caffeine. I want it.
Dig into greatness. And if you're just joining us now, our topic is the power of motivation. If you have not, if you missed the first half of the show, you missed something extremely good. But we're going to be making history here in a minute. And before we do that, let me pay some bills. This portion of the show has been brought to you by Infusionsoft, sales and marketing automation software built exclusively for small business success, and Scalp Alive International Tour. Learn about the scalp micropigmentation industry from Bryce Cleveland himself. ScalpAliveTour.com. Talking about a motivational speaker, man. Go to and subscribe. Go to the Entrepreneurs in Fuego. Yes, in Fuego on our YouTube channel, and subscribe and check out the interviews, in fact, of all the guests here today. Sydney's interviews was done about a year and a half or so ago, and I still remember in that interview when you said just jump off the cliff and you'll grow wings on your way down. I remember that very distinctly. And Nikki, by the way, we had your interview today. I watched it. Very good. And of course, my co-host, Brittany, Ehrick, inspirational life coach. Also, her interview was very, very, very exciting, very motivating, and that's what we're talking about this morning. Welcome back, and let's talk a little bit about your business, Brittany. What does that you do as an inspirational coach? What type of clients do you have? What do you do?
So bringing out the best in you is a full service coaching practice, which means that there's more than me at bringing out the best in me. So it's really about empowering young entrepreneurs to find a career and helping others become a better person. Plus, it's all about helping, like we said before, I work with individuals that just went through a divorce, so they don't know what to do. It's a brand new place to have a transition, and they're ready to jump right back into the shoes they wore before the divorce. And I'm that kind of coach that I want to give them a brand new pair of shoes to put on and help them find out who they are and why they are where they are. And another great area that we specialize in, because I have a feeding tube and I have a long-term condition, bringing out the best in you really loves to work with people from the beginning of their health condition to the end, so that you have someone with you each step of the way, because when you find out there's something wrong with your body, you don't know what to do. You're scared, your family's scared, everybody's telling you what to do. You need to know what you need to do for your body.
I watched a video that you posted, and it was about changing your feeding tube. Something like that, right? It had like, I don't know, 8,000 views, 10,000 views or something like that.
Wow.
That looked, it's just, I don't want to use the word scary, but it was scary.
It is. Every morning of every day, I wake up and I put on a backpack and I pour cans of food, and I don't put oral calories in my mouth. But one of the things with having a feeding tube means it has to be changed. And you have a choice to go under all of the anesthesia and get it changed, or you can sit there in like 20 minutes and you can get your tube changed in the middle of the room. And so I decided to go live on showing people what it means to have a feeding tube, because there's children in this world where their parents have no clue what they're doing. And I can't imagine being a child with a feeding tube. I can barely handle it being an adult. And so one of my empowering things that I love to do in the community is teach people about the power of having a feeding tube, that I have a best friend that feeds me every day that sometimes I want to throw out the window because it beeps a lot. But having a feeding tube has given me the place to not pass out anymore, has given me the voice to be who I am. Of course, it would be great to eat a hamburger and have fries. And when we go to breakfast, I can't wait to watch you guys eat. But for me, eating isn't what life is about. And so when you take food away from life and you take all that away, there's something beautiful underneath, because when your mouth isn't chewing, instead you're watching and you're absorbing and you're holding the one conversation when people are trying to chew. And one of the things that I really wanted to do in that video was be vulnerable and show people that I am more than just a life coach. I am more than the president at 27 years old of an amazing Christian coaching practice. That underneath all that, I put my shoes on and my legs, or my pants on with the same leg, or however you say that saying, that I'm just like everybody
So
else.
close.
Exactly.
You say it for me.
So
You say it for
close. She
me.
puts her pants on one leg at a time,
Yes!
like everyone else.
Exactly. That's exactly
I got you,
what
girl.
meant to
I
say.
got
Thank you.
And you think you have problems, right? The biggest problem for some folks, and it's okay. Look, your biggest issue of the day is choosing between that green metallic color Mercedes-Benz that you're going to buy, or should I get the gun barrel gray color? That's your biggest problem of the day. Here, you have to change your feeding tube every day. That is your problem. Minister Nikki Bagley, Director of AZ Minority Business Alliance, what do you do in your business?
I help build. I build a future for our grandchildren. For I help you today do those things that we have to do to sustain the generations that come after us. So it may be building a business. It may be helping someone out of debt. It may be, we are basically a full service place. So we deal with generational issues that entrepreneurs may come with. Historically, we've dealt with that spirit of failure, and that's one of the things that we help our entrepreneurs to overcome, so that they can go forward and teach others what they've been taught, so that they can pass down to their children, to their grandchildren, so that we're leaving an inheritance, so that we want to leave our children off better than we are.
Sure.
So we'll go from idea all the way to sustainability and scalability in the black.
Right, and I was just going to say, it is a fair statement to say that you're probably the first and only incubator for black entrepreneurs here in Arizona. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, but we work with other minorities as well. We're not just black. We work with the underserved. So if there's a time, if you're one of those groups that have been blocked out of something, or have not gotten the proper education, or didn't have that history in your family of entrepreneurship, there's some families that it was just expected that you were going to start your business, when you graduated high school or college, and that's not so much for a lot of minorities. They're usually raised, like me, for instance. My dad raised us to become secretaries and find good jobs. Right, and marry well. Exactly.
Right, yeah.
We weren't raised to do our own. We were raised to help others build theirs. And so that's a ship that I'm helping to turn around.
But it is paradoxical, because in the black community as well as in the Latin community, the matriarchs of the family are usually incredibly strong.
Absolutely.
Very dominant in what the outcome and what a family looks like.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let me tell you, there is no way you're going to convince me that there is anything stronger on this earth than a black mama with nothing. And that is a true story. I tell you what, I have seen empires built with nothing but a slice of cornbread and a bent butter knife.
Sydney, no caffeine needed. Adam, donor, and Chicky of Dig Into Greatness. What do you do, my man?
Just what it says.
Yes, sir.
I dig into greatness.
Yes.
I wake you up. I wake the inner person up. The one that when you stood in kindergarten and you told your kindergarten teacher, I'm going to be a fireman, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a doctor. But then somewhere down the line, the world threw some dirt up on you. And then all of a sudden, that inner person closed down.
Right.
So I come along and I reach down on the inside and I go to digging. Because you got to understand, it ain't no diamonds found on the top of the earth. You got to dig for 'em. And that's a true statement right there. So a lot of time people got to understand, we go down and I dig for the diamonds, for the jewels that is inside of you. I can speak to college students, I speak to elementary, I can speak to corporate. It doesn't matter what walks of life that I can stop and talk to a homeless person, because in that homeless person, there's an inner person down off in there that all he need to do is reach down and we can pull him up. And somebody will look across the street and say, he used to be homeless, but now look at him. He got a house. He got a car. Man, he got a job. And that guy there was homeless for 3 years. And that's what I do. I reach down and I dig.
And now he's got respect. And that is, well, tell me what, this is the Entrepreneurs in Fuego show this morning. If you have to guess what the theme of this show is, then you're still maybe in your quarter cup of coffee this morning. The power of motivation. And now we're gonna make history. We're gonna make history. Right now, right here.
Nice.
Because this is the first radio show where you're going to be let loose. We're going to start, there's no second takes. We're going to start with Brittany, Ehrick. You're going to inspire us. There's tens of thousands of people that are going to be listening to the show. Maybe there's 3 people listening right now. Who knows? But when we post this show through our social media, there's tens of thousands of people that will be listening to you. We'll be listening to your inspiration. We'll be listening to what you have to say. And here you go.
So even if there's one person listening or tens of thousands of people listening, if you're driving or you're sitting down on your couch or you're waking up getting ready for your day and your beautiful Sunday, I want you to take a deep breath and ask yourself, what am I doing today to empower myself? What am I doing tomorrow to be a better person? And how am I fighting the battles and the thoughts in my head? I want to know how everybody on this earth is getting through all of those thoughts that power us and make us feel like we're not enough. What are you doing to get over those things where you're not enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not enough. I want to know what everybody is doing to get over that thought alone. I'm not enough of a wife, I'm not enough of a mom. And in bringing out the best in you, it's all about showing you are enough. And so if your eyes are closed and you're with me, I want you to tell yourself, I'm enough and I'm meant to be here. And I want you to find that gem inside yourself that we're talking about and find it, hone in on it and love it and bring that out to share with us, because without your gem and without you shining, the earth and this world isn't as bright. And so I ask you to please just find that love in yourself. And if you're struggling finding your love and you're struggling to find who you are and you're grounding on this earth, there are 3 empowering, beautiful people in this room that can help you. Each of us have a skill for you. And so I just ask you to take that deep breath and look at yourself and say, what do I need to do in the new year to change my life for the better? What can I do? I don't care if you already know and you have no self-doubts and you're great. There's still more to strive for. There's still something else that you haven't done while you're here to do. And so if it's just taking that deep breath at the grocery store and looking at that clerk and giving her a smile and thanking her for checking you out, and thanking her for just talking with you. That's one thing you can do every day to empower someone else. What happens when you just crack a smile to another individual? What happens when you just give someone the time of day and you get off your phone and you set it down for a second and you look at them and you make them feel like they're worth it? So I ask you today, that person that serves you the bagel after church, I ask you to say one nice thing to them, because you don't know if they're hurting. And most of all, if you're hurting, come find one of us to help you, because our job on earth is to guide you.
Wow. Man.
Brittany, Ehrick, inspirational life coach. Now you know why she's an
Wow.
inspirational coach.
Yeah.
Minister Nikki Bagley.
Wow. What a tough act to follow.
Nikki Bagley, you are a minister. It is Sunday, 10 to 7 a.m. Preach to me.
Well, I want to encourage everyone to get over yourselves. It is not about you. It is your absolute purpose here on this earth is to do good for the body. And to please the Father. That is plain and simply what your purpose is. So if you wake up in the morning with an agenda other than pleasing Him, then you are wrong. So I encourage you today to look for something outside of yourself. You know, as Brittany was saying, look for others to uplift. Give someone a smile. You know, just tell someone randomly, I think that you're going to be great at whatever it is that you're trying to do. You don't know the struggle day in and day out of the entrepreneur or even just the common man, you know, waking up every morning. Why do I bother? You know, well, you bother because the Father took time out to breathe life into you. He gave you a specific assignment. And the longer that you stay on the couch, as Sydney told us earlier, the longer that someone is suffering without what it is that you had to give. So quit being lazy. Quit being selfish. Give up what it was that was put into you for me. I want it. I want everything that He has for me. You know, stop. Get out of your own head. It is not about you. It is not about you. Lift up someone else. Watch what happens. Watch what happens when you take on the cares of someone else. Take on the feelings of someone else. You know, these things please God, plain and simply. And when you put your motivation where it belongs, in that ultimate reward, everything else is minor. Everything else, you know, when I give God control of everything, I have very few worries in my life. Now today I'm stressed because my word dropped on me. You know, usually I'm really confident. Today I'm feeling a little woeful because my word came back void. And that's not something that I'm used to. And I know that my daddy doesn't want me to be this way. You know, so I'm real, repentant today. But I have to look outside of me because I can get consumed by that.
Yes.
You know, so first I move forward, forgive myself, fix it, and then get on to the next person that needs to be uplifted. And I encourage everyone today, please, get out of your head. What can I do to make this world a better place for someone else? Think about that. What can I do to make this world a better place for someone else today? Make that your goal for this week. You know, find a day to just get outside of your head. You know what? Instead of buying lunch this week, take that $5 to $10 that you usually spend on lunch. Buy a gift card at the Dollar Tree or Family Dollar and give it to someone. Give it to a young single mother. You just bag your lunch every day. Try that. We'll brown paper bag it this week, and any money that we would have spent on lunch, let's bless somebody else. You were blessed to be a blessing. Get on with it.
Ooh,
There you go. Amen.
blessed to be a blessing. Whew.
Indeed. This is the Entrepreneurs and Fuego show. We're listening to the power of motivation. Brittany Ehrick, inspirational coach, was at the top of our motivation schedule. Minister Nikki Bagley, director of AZ Minority Business Alliance. And on deck, Sydney, no caffeine needed. Adams, owner and CEO of Dig Into Dreams. Sydney, take it.
I'm going to take you home. You know, it's 2017 right now. We just got done with all the holiday seasons. People open up gifts, happy spending time with their family. But they don't know that every day it's a holiday. Because if you wake up, He done put a gift in your hands. And we wake up, and it's the way we open the gift up. If we open the gift, and whatever is in that box, we got to use it to our best ability. So every day is a holiday.
Every day.
Okay, that's every day. Okay, we wake up and we look in the mirror and we look at our hair and say, man, my hair is turning gray. I'm losing hair. It ain't that. That's not important. The most important thing is, what was you doing when your hair was turning gray and falling out? That was the most important thing in your life. That's it right there. What was you doing? When you walk through the graveyard, it ain't the date when the person was born and the date or that person died. It's what in between. What did that person do in the in between to make a difference
Yes.
in
Yes.
his life? That's the most important thing right there. We wake up and all our lives we heard it saying, Simon says do this, and Simon said raise your hand. But guess what? We don't even know who Simon is. Why are we doing everything that Simon says?
Y'all heard it.
Okay, all right. So that's what I'm saying right there. Okay. Ask yourself, you don't even know who Simon is and you doing everything that Simon. What is Sydney gonna do? What is Nikki gonna do? What is Brittany gonna do? What is Francisco gonna do? Okay, forget about Simon. I tell people all the time, the smile may be a curve, but it straighten up a lot of things. Okay, everybody wants the rainbows in life, but nobody don't want to put up with the rain. You got to put up with the rain. You got to put up with the failures. You got to put up with negative people. But guess what? If you keep on running and you don't look back, oh, you're going to get to the finish line. You're going to get to the finish line. Okay, you're going to get to the finish line. But you say, Sydney, you know what? I done tried and I done tried. And failure just always on me all the time. Let me tell you something. When the stone cutter hit the rock 101 times, and when that rock cracked wide open, it wasn't that 101 blow that cracked that rock wide open. It was all the blows before. You got to continue, and you got to keep going, and you got to keep chopping, and you got to keep going, and you got to keep chopping. Man, you got your generations to come behind you. I remember growing up, riding in the car with my dad and mom, and back in the years, you used to see fathers and sons on the side of building, sons and daughters. Okay, that's what you getting ready to leave behind. You're going to leave behind a legacy. But guess what, though? You got to make it through the in-between. Okay, we see the land of milk and honey. It's just like the children of Egypt. They said, we want to leave Egypt. We want to leave Egypt. And we see the land of milk and honey. But guess what? When they got in the in-between and when things got hard and when they got rough, they said, you know what? I was doing better back in Egypt. Guess what? That's a lie, because you'd have seen other people get the big homes, get the nice cars, get the nice jobs. Guess what? That's the land of milk and honey. You find it within yourself, but you don't turn around, though. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about this morning. So if you driving and you looking out the window, let the window down, okay? All right, let it down, okay? Feel the wind, feel the breeze up on you. Let the window down. That's what it's about right there. Man, I'm motivated. I'm excited right now. Okay? I can't stop. Okay, this is 2017. Stop making all them broken promises and stuff. You come in 2017. Oh, I'm going to the gym. I'm getting ready to do this about a month into the year. You done let everything go because your negative friends is around you. Man, you got to tie that. Have you ever rode on a ship, a cargo ship? What they does on a cargo ship, they tie cargo down. Why? Because they know it's going to be some rough seas ahead. They know it's going to be some bumps along the way. So they don't want that cargo to tear up the boat. That's the same way you got to do with your negative friends. You got to tie them down like cargo. Okay? Because if they loose, guess what? If they loose, they're going to mess with your head. They're going to mess with your mind. They're going to mess with your soul. And guess what? If you can't tie them down, throw them overboard and let the current take them away.
Come on,
That's
Sydney.
what I'm talking about right there.
There you go.
See you at the top, not from the top. Thank you very much.